The alarm sounds at 3:30 a.m., but my eyes are already open. They've been open for several minutes, staring into the darkness, my mind already alert, already focused. Most people see this hour as the dead of night. I see it as the beginning of my victory. You think this story is about basketball, about how I scored 81 points in a single game, or about the 5 championships. But this story, your story, begins in those quiet hours when the world sleeps and champions rise. I remember my first morning practice. I was 13 years old, stumbling in the dark, trying to find my way to the gym. My father had told me about the greats, about their dedication, about their routines. But knowing about something and living it, those are two different worlds. That first morning, my muscles were stiff, my mind foggy, the basketball felt foreign in my hands, but even then, something deep inside me knew this was the difference between good and great, between wanting and becoming. You see, the morning holds secrets that most will never discover. In those pre-dawn hours when your bed is warm and comfort calls you back to sleep, that's when character reveals itself. That's when you make the decision that will echo through every moment of your day, through every moment of your life. Let me tell you about my worst morning. It was during my recovery from the Achilles injury. The doctors had said I might never play again. The pain was constant, a reminder of mortality, of limits. The easy choice would have been to rest, to take the morning off, to listen to the voices of doubt. But champions aren't made in the spotlight. They're forged in these dark hours, when no one is watching, when every fiber of your being screams for rest, but your spirit demands growth. That morning I couldn't run, I couldn't jump, but I could visualize, I could strengthen my mind. While others slept, I sat in perfect stillness, watching every play, every move, every possibility unfold in my mind. Because greatness isn't just about what your body can do, it's about what your mind can overcome. Your morning routine isn't just a sequence of actions, it's a declaration, a statement to yourself about who you are and who you're becoming. When I step onto the cold floor at 3:30 a.m., it's not just about being awake early. It's about making a choice that less than 1% of people will make. The first hour is sacred. No phone, no emails, no distractions, just me, my breath, and my purpose. I start with 20 minutes of meditation, not the comfortable, peaceful kind. I meditate on my goals, on my competitors, on every weakness I need to transform into strength. This is where most people misunderstand the morning routine. They think it's about checking boxes, about following someone else's formula for success. But your morning isn't about what you do. It's about who you become into doing. I learned this truth during my darkest moments. After losses that felt like they would break me, after injuries that threatened everything I worked for. The morning routine wasn't just about preparing for the day. It was about proving to myself that I could still choose growth, still choose excellence, even when everything around me suggested surrender. By 4 a.m., I'm in my first workout. The weights are cold, unforgiving. But here's what separates champions from dreamers. I don't wait to feel motivated. I don't wait for the inspiration to strike. The action creates the motivation. The movement generates the energy. Each rep, each set is a conversation with myself about limits, about possibilities, about the gap between who I am and who I'm becoming. The physical training is just the surface. Beneath each movement lies a deeper purpose, the forging of an unshakable will. People ask me about discipline. They want the secret, the shortcut, the easy answer. But here's the truth that few are ready to hear. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do something. It's about falling in love with your own evolution. My morning cardio starts at 5 a.m., running in darkness when the world is still silent. This isn't just about conditioning. It's about embracing discomfort, about finding comfort in the uncomfortable. Because growth lives outside your comfort zone and champions learn to make discomfort their home. Let me tell you about the morning that changed everything for me. It wasn't a morning of great achievement or breakthrough. It was a morning of failure. My shots weren't falling. My legs felt heavy. Everything seemed to be going wrong. But in that moment of frustration, I discovered something profound. The morning routine isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up, especially when the results aren't visible, when the progress isn't clear, when every indicator suggests you should quit. By 6 a.m., I'm working on skills, basketball drills that I've done millions of times. The same footwork, the same movements, the same rhythms. People think this is boring. They crave variety, constant change. But mastery isn't built on variety. It's built on deepening your relationship with the fundamentals. This is where the morning teaches its hardest lesson. In a world obsessed with shortcuts and hacks, the morning reminds you that true transformation happens through repetition, through showing up day after day, when no one is watching, when no one is keeping score. Your morning routine isn't just about starting your day right. It's about making a statement about who you are. Each time you rise before the sun, each time you choose growth over comfort, you're voting for your future self. You're declaring your intentions to the universe. I remember mornings when my body was broken, when injuries tried to define my limits. But here's what I learned. The body can only do what the mind believes. So I trained my mind first. Before touching a weight, before running a mile, I would sit in silence, programming my mind for growth, for resilience, for transformation. The hardest part isn't the physical work. It's not the early wake up or the intense training. The hardest part is the mental battle. The voice that tells you to stay in bed. The doubt that whispers you've done enough. The fear that suggests you should take it easy. But champions learn to love this battle because we know it's not about the routine. It's about who you become through the routine. Each morning is a chance to vote for your future self, to declare through actions, not words, who you're choosing to become. As the sun begins to rise, casting its first light on my morning work, I'm already hours into my day. While others are just opening their eyes, I've already won countless battles with myself. I've already made the choice thousands of times over to pursue excellence. Your morning routine isn't just about what you do in those early hours. It's about how those hours do you, how they shape you, forge you, transform you. Each morning is a blank canvas, and your actions are the brushstrokes that paint the masterpiece of your life. Remember this, the morning doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your past failures or your future fears. It simply presents you with a choice to rise above your former self, to step into the person you're capable of becoming. The question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, are you ready to discover what you're truly capable of? Because the morning awaits, and with it, the opportunity to transform not just your day, but your entire life. By 6:30 a.m., most people are just starting their day. But in these crucial morning hours, I've already learned my most important lesson, the one that transformed not just my basketball career, but my entire life. The morning isn't about the physical acts. It's about the mental warfare, the spiritual growth that happens in those moments of solitude. Let me take you deeper into what happens in my mind during these sacred hours. The physical routine, the weights, the cardio, the skills work. That's just the surface. Beneath it lies something far more powerful, something that separates those who succeed from those who merely dream. I remember one morning in particular, it was during my rehabilitation from the knee injury. The doctors had given their timelines, their predictions, their limitations. But in those early hours, while the world slept, I was rewriting those limitations, not with my body, but with my mind. See, the morning routine isn't just about physical preparation. It's about mental reconstruction. Each morning between 6:30 and 7:15, I practice what I call mental repetition. While others see this as rest time between physical training, I'm actually engaged in the most intense part of my routine. Picture this. I sit in complete stillness, eyes closed, but my mind is moving at full speed. I'm not just visualizing success. I'm rehearsing every possible failure, every potential obstacle, every moment of doubt. And then I'm destroying them one by one in my mind before they ever have a chance to manifest in reality. This is where most people's morning routines fall short. They focus on the physical, the visible, the measurable, but true transformation happens in the invisible realm, in the space between your thoughts, in the gap between who you are and who you're becoming. Let me share something I've never told anyone about my morning routine. After the physical training, around 7:15 a.m., I enter what I call the shadow phase. This isn't meditation in the traditional sense. It's confrontation with my doubts, my fears, my limitations. Every morning I face them head on. I learned this technique during my darkest moments. After games where I missed crucial shots, after seasons where injuries threatened to end my career, the morning became my battlefield, not just for physical recovery, but for mental dominance. The shadow phase isn't comfortable. It's not meant to be. I sit with my failures, my weaknesses, my deepest fears. But here's the key, I don't try to eliminate them. Instead, I transform them into fuel. Every doubt becomes a reason to push harder. Every fear becomes a target to conquer. By 7:45 a.m., I transition into what I call the clarity hour. This is where the mental and physical aspects of the morning routine merge into something greater. I'm no longer just training my body or conditioning my mind. I'm aligning my entire being with my purpose. During this time, I review my goals, not just for the day, but for my life. But I don't just read them or think about them. I embody them. Each goal becomes a physical sensation, a tangible reality that I can feel in my muscles, in my bones, in my spirit. Most people misunderstand what it means to have goals. They think it's about writing down dreams or making plans. But in these morning hours, I've learned that true goal setting is about becoming. You don't achieve your goals, you grow into them. The morning routine taught me something profound about transformation. It's not linear, it's not about moving from point A to point B. It's about expanding your consciousness, about becoming more of who you already are. By 8:30 a.m., when most people are just arriving at their offices, I've already lived a lifetime of growth. But here's what separates champions from others. I don't see this as an achievement. I see it as preparation. The real work hasn't even begun. Your morning routine isn't just about starting your day right. It's about creating a new baseline for your existence. Each morning you have the opportunity to reset not just your day, but your entire life's trajectory. I remember mornings when everything felt heavy. My body, my mind, my spirit. Mornings when the weight of expectations, of past failures, of future uncertainties tried to crush me. But those were the mornings that mattered most, because growth doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when you choose to continue despite every reason to stop. The nutrition part of my morning routine starts at 9 a.m. But even this isn't just about food. It's about intention. Every bite, every sip is a conscious choice to fuel excellence. I don't eat for taste or convenience. I eat for purpose, for performance, for growth. Here's something most people don't understand about morning routines. They're not about the actions you take. They're about the person you become through those actions. Each morning is a chance to vote for your future self, to declare through actions, not words, who you're choosing to become. The hardest part of the morning routine isn't the early wake up or the intense training. It's the consistency. It's showing up on the mornings when you don't feel motivated, when you don't see results, when everything in you wants to take the easy path. But this is where champions are made, in those moments of choice. When you choose growth over comfort, excellence over mediocrity, becoming over being. The morning routine isn't just a series of actions. It's a declaration of war against average. By 9:30 a.m., I begin my technical training. But even this isn't just about basketball skills. It's about deepening my relationship with excellence. Each dribble, each shot, each movement is a conversation with greatness. I'm not just practicing basketball, I'm practicing the art of transcendence. Your morning routine should terrify you a little. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not changing you. The morning isn't just the start of your day, it's the foundation of your transformation. Remember this, The morning doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your past failures or your future fears. It simply presents you with a choice to rise above your former self, to step into the person you're capable of becoming. The question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, are you ready to discover what you're truly capable of? Because the morning awaits, and with it, the opportunity to transform not just your day, but your entire existence. Now we come to the most crucial part of this journey, the part that transforms a morning routine into a life philosophy. By 10 a.m., when most people are just hitting their stride, I've already fought and won the battles that matter most. But the final phase of my morning holds the deepest secrets of all. Let me tell you about the morning that changed everything. It wasn't during a championship season. It wasn't after scoring 81 points. It was a regular Tuesday during what seemed like just another training session. But that morning I discovered something that would reshape my entire understanding of greatness. You see, people focus on the physical aspects of my morning routine, the 3:30 a.m. wake up, the workouts, the drills. But the real transformation happens in what I call the integration phase, which begins at 10 a.m. This is where everything comes together: the physical work, the mental preparation, the spiritual growth. During this phase, I don't just review what I've done. I integrate it into who I'm becoming. Each movement, each thought, each moment of the morning becomes part of my DNA. This isn't about memory, it's about metamorphosis. I remember one morning when nothing was working. My shots were off, my body felt heavy, my mind was clouded with doubt. But in that integration phase, I realized something profound. The morning routine isn't about perfection, it's about persistence in the face of imperfection. Here's what most people never understand about morning routines. They're not about the activities you complete. They're about the battles you choose to fight. Each morning presents you with 1,440 minutes. What you do with those minutes isn't just about time management, it's about life management. The final part of my routine from 10:30 to 11 a.m. is what I call the expansion phase. This is where I take everything I've learned, everything I've become in those morning hours, and prepare to expand it into the world. But here's the key. I don't just plan for success, I plan for obstacles. During this phase, I mentally rehearse every possible challenge that could arise, not with fear, but with anticipation. Because champions don't just prepare for perfect conditions, they prepare to excel regardless of conditions. Let me share something I've never told anyone about my morning routine. In these final moments, I practice what I call death meditation. I imagine that this day is my last, that this morning routine is the final one I'll ever complete. This isn't about fear, it's about immediacy, about bringing absolute presence to every moment. Your morning routine should do more than prepare you for the day. It should prepare you for life. It should transform you into someone who doesn't just face challenges, but someone who craves them. Someone who doesn't just endure discomfort, but someone who uses it as fuel. I learned this truth through years of early mornings, through countless hours of solitary training. The routine isn't about the routine. It's about who you become through the routine. Each morning is a blank canvas, and your actions are the brushstrokes that paint the masterpiece of your life. By 11 a.m., I've completed what most would consider a full day's work. But here's what separates champions from others. I see this as an achievement. I see it as a foundation. The real work of the day is just beginning. Your morning routine should terrify you a little. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not changing you. The morning isn't just the start of your day, it's the forge where you remake yourself. Remember this, the morning doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your past failures or your future fears. It simply presents you with a choice to rise above your former self, to step into the person you're capable of becoming. The integration phase teaches us something profound about transformation. It's not about adding more to your life. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. Each morning routine is a chance to peel away another layer of limitation, to discover another level of possibility. Let me tell you about my final morning as a professional basketball player. I didn't know it would be my last, but I approached it with the same intensity, the same purpose as every other morning, because that's what the routine teaches you, that greatness isn't about the destination, it's about the process. Your morning routine isn't just a sequence of actions, it's a statement to the universe about who you are and who you're becoming. Each time you rise before the sun, each time you choose growth over comfort, you're voting for your future self. The expansion phase is where most people's morning routines fall short. They focus on preparation, but forget about integration. They work on their bodies, but neglect their spirits. They plan their actions, but ignore their evolution. This is why I'm sharing this with you now, not just as a blueprint for a morning routine, but as a pathway to transformation. Each morning presents you with the choice to continue as you are or to step into who you're capable of becoming. The question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, are you ready to discover what you're truly capable of? Because the morning awaits, and with it, the opportunity to transform not just your day, but your entire existence. Remember, your morning routine isn't about what you do. It's about who you become through what you do. Each morning is a chance to vote for your future self, to declare through actions, not words, who you're choosing to become. As we conclude this journey together, I want you to understand something crucial. The morning routine I've shared with you isn't just about basketball. It isn't just about success. It's about becoming someone who embraces the uncomfortable, who seeks out challenges, who lives in constant pursuit of growth. The real question isn't whether you start tomorrow morning at 3:30 a.m. The real question is, who will you choose to become? Because the morning awaits, silent and powerful, ready to transform those who dare to embrace its challenges. Are you ready to begin your transformation? The choice, as always, lies within you. But remember, the morning doesn't wait for those who hesitate. It rewards those who rise to meet it, those who choose growth over comfort, excellence over mediocrity. Your journey begins with the next morning. Not with grand gestures or perfect plans, but with one simple choice: to rise when others sleep, to work when others rest, to become when others dream. The morning awaits. Are you ready to answer its call?